right, so we are in the week of July 18th. I'm losing track of days. I work from home. Days just blend together. So we're doing the garden walks, which are just me walking out to the garden and going through it. Yes, it looks a hot mess right now. There is a garden cleanup, and that's going to be all recorded and put into a different video. But for the garden walks, I just wanted them to be very calm and peaceful because that's what they are for me. When I do walk out there, I do still record all the cleanup I do, so you'll see changes over time in those videos. However, once the garden is completely cleaned up and things are rearranged, I think I have a dog tail on my head. I might. One of my dogs is sleeping on the couch behind me. It's basically their couch. There will be a combined video of the entire garden cleanup. This week, I am working on getting the edging on the outside of the garden, the boxing stuff out of the beds inside the garden, getting all the tarp that's down up since it failed so that we can retill, flatten it, and then put the new tarping down and then get some rock moved in. That's not all going to happen this week because we're waiting until it cools down to put the rock in and the new weed block. And it may take a while to get one of our neighbors to help us with their tractor because they're kind of using it. Other than that, I did not get the heat press set up. I did not get the craft printer set up. And I did not get the sublimation printer set up yesterday. I will be doing those this week, probably recording them and just putting them off to the side to maybe edit later at some point in time. But this week it's the garden walks. It's a couple more of the medicinal herb videos, getting those edited and updating, making sure we're getting all the blackberries up, learning how to use one of my food preservation things. I got one of the, I forget what they're called. They suck all the air out and you can seal up the meat and all the things. I have yet to figure out how to use it because I haven't needed it yet. I did make a huge pork roast, way too much for us to eat, so I'm going to package that up and freeze some of it. I've got to work on the ductwork on the garage, work on the crop rotation for next fall because we're not doing a fall garden this year because we're still learning the soil and all of that. And I figured instead of doing like a daily vlog, I would do a weekly one and just combine my mornings because as the days get shorter, there's more time in the morning. I know it's minute by minute, but it does make a difference. I get up at 4:30 in the morning and start my day out. So it is what time right now? It is 5:53. The sun will not come up until 6:38. I do check that every morning, by the way. So I won't be able to go out to the garden until then anyway. So I thought I would go ahead and get some other things done. You just shove it in where you can get it done and call it a day. I do make a list for my entire week and I have it all written out with the days I plan on getting it done. Sometimes it does not all get done. Sometimes it does. We'll see how it goes. I do tend to block out Sundays for editing and getting videos ready to get posted. And I do schedule those out because it makes life simpler. Other than that, I work. So it is time to get more coffee and get my Monday fully started now that I am awake and have had coffee and in somewhat functional dress, kind of. I'll have to change for work after I get done getting dirty. And I will see you guys tomorrow or maybe later today with an update on where things are. Okay, so I said I would show some of the books that I have that I reference. I did have to buy new copies because mine were falling apart. Because I love them. So the main one that a lot of people use, which is, there's a reason for it, it's a very good reference, is the Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine by Andrew, I may mess up his last name, Andrew Chevalier. And it looks like this. I will put a put the name in the description of this video, and I will try to find a link to a decent price on this book. I also use Rosemary Gladstar's Medicinal Herbs. It's a beginner's guide from a long time ago. I did rebuy a new copy because mine was falling apart. Then the Modern Herbal Dispensatory by Thomas Easley and Stephen Horn, as well as Recipes for Natural Living, Healing Herbs Handbook by Barbara Brown. It's too early to be pronouncing people's names, y'all. Barbara Brunell Grogan. And it looks like this. Now, for the magical side, I love anything by Brian Cunningham. I think it's Brian Cunningham, or is it Scott Cunningham? Let's figure that out. It's Scott Cunningham. So that's where I got started on my herbal journey, is with doing spells and things, and how the herbs can be used in those types of things. And then I got into the medicinal portion of it and how they can help us on a daily basis. So those are my main lists. I will continue to add books that I have for pretty much everything we do out here. I have a lot of books. I do not like reading on the internet. I can't stand it. It just puts me to sleep. I'd rather have a physical book that I can reference whenever I want to. Out here, the internet can be iffy, data can be iffy, so I like having my books. Other than that, as I start to use the other books, which I use probably on a daily basis, when they pertain to a video, I will explain what those are. If I have time, I'll get a whole list together and get all the links to decently priced books. Half Price Books is an awesome place to go to see if they have any of them. I know they don't have them listed out if they have them, but that's where I get a lot of my books because they're expensive. Other than that, on with my day. We're over here waiting for the sun to come all the way up so that we can go do our garden walk. Good morning. It is Tuesday and it is 6:19. We've got about 20 minutes before the sun comes up. I just took a lovely video of the sunrise, and yeah, not enough coffee this morning, obviously. But yesterday I did get the majority of the outside of the garden weed eated. I have a little bit more to do today because I ran out of string, and it's a new weed eater and I don't know how to put the string in it, and I ran out of time. So we do have our old weed eater. I'm going to grab that, finish up the outside, and try to get some of the tarping pulled up this morning. We'll see how spidery that is. We got the sublimation printer set up last night. I had my husband stand next to me as my IT good luck charm. Today I'm hoping to get the heat press set up and maybe the crafting printer. We'll see how much hardware tech I can handle in one day. Other than that, it is getting things edited and uploaded. I'm trying to upload every single day and keep the medicinal herbal videos on a schedule. On other note, we have an arborist tree people coming in today. There are a couple trees we need to have taken down or trimmed up to allow sunlight to come through, and one is destroying our deck. We have another tree that is sick that we really want to save. So that's why we needed a company that had an actual arborist on staff, because we don't know how to save the tree. And it looks like it is bleeding. And it has been doing this since we moved in. I've been keeping an eye on it. I've done research, and I just can't figure it out. So bring in actually a specialist to tell us how to save the tree. Other than that, I'm still waiting on my dentist appointment next week. So I don't have the teeth in. I have meetings later today, so I'll do that when it's closer to that time.
so that I speak more clearly on the meetings and I can show my face and not look a hot mess like I do right now. This morning I just piddled. I didn't piddle, I got things done. But other than that, I still have to figure out the food saver, which I finally remembered the name of. And I decided I will go ahead and go through a little bit more of the books that I keep on hand. Just because I think they're good books to have on hand. For anybody who especially lives out in the country or wants to start a life out here and grow their own food and do the things that other people are doing, I guess. I'm losing words. It's super early. I have been up since 4:30. There's little grace at this point in time. Let's see here. Other than that, I may have to move everything around, which would be painful because there. It is Wednesday morning, and yeah, I skipped out on a few things this morning because yesterday was, it was the second Monday of the week. It was super stressful at work. It seems like when one project catches on fire, they all do because you're trying to put out one fire and then another fire starts because you weren't paying close enough attention on the other project. It was a thing. We had to set up new phones, which I hate doing anyway. So a few things got skipped this morning so I could just take a beat and breathe. It's going to be another busy day. I think we got most things calmed down. I do have to do a couple of build outs for POCs or proof of concepts for some clients and a ton of meetings. So this morning what we're doing is going to rip up the rest of the weed stuff in the bed, or as much as I can get up before I have to be online for work, and then get done what I can get done if I have any breaks today. It's already super hot and icky. The June bugs have already tried to hit me in the head. And on top of that, I found a new glue for my dentures, and I'm trying it. It spreads a lot more easily than what I'm used to. And yeah, so my tongue may stick to parts of my mouth. It's life. What are you going to do about it? Hopefully I'm speaking all right. I was having an issue earlier today, so I was practicing speech because that's what you have to do when you have dentures and you try anything new and anything changes. Oh, when this is all over, it'll be great. All right, I'm going to pop in a new battery and get onto the garden walk and out to the garden after I spray down with a ton of bug chemicals. See you on the flip side. It is 6:41. The sun has just come up. I didn't get to go to my pew pew lesson last night. You forgot. So I went ahead and got some editing done and cleaned the house up and just got a few little miscellaneous things done. Today, of course, I got to work. I've got to go finish up some cleanup in the garden, and then tonight I'm hoping to get my crafting printer set up and maybe the heat press, depending on where my brain is. I also have to run to Tractor Supply, return something, and buy more bug spray because I'm out. I just need to buy stock in it. That's all there is. Or just learn to let the mosquitoes eat me alive. They love me, and I don't know why. Probably because I have too much sugar in my body, or too much caffeine. Maybe they like the caffeine. That is possible. Yesterday was a day. Tried a new glue in my dentures and ended up like basically gluing my mouth shut. So it was a little stronger than I was anticipating for something organic. I'll do a denture adventure video for that one, or a story time, because that was a thing since I talk for a living, and I couldn't open my mouth. So that was entertaining. So let's get this party started with the bug party. Woohoo! Okay, so it's Friday. It's been a long work week, and I worked late last night, so my list did not get completely done, so things are being moved to today or this weekend. I may have to work this weekend. It all depends on how today goes. Probably not all weekend, just a little bit of it. Sometimes things happen in the world of IT. Not fun, but we do it. Okay, so going out to work on the garden. I got some of my morning stuff done. It is 6:32. Just waiting for the sun to come up so I don't accidentally step on anything bad. Other than that, we're getting it done. so it's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm getting a late start. I had to get up early and do some stuff for work. Got the bug spray on, got all my stuff together, and getting ready to head out to the garden, but I gotta make a stop at the greenhouse to grab the wagon to go carry all the things. So today is doing more cleanup on the garden, maybe pulling some stuff out because it just didn't go well. Then getting the craft printer set up, the heat press set up, packaging up some pork so I can figure out how to use my frickin' food saver. This week was a little bit of a blur, and I'm not quite sure what all is going on. So, I also want to fix some ductwork on the garage. Yeah, I have my list right here. And we have got to pick blackberries. It's gone insane. And I forgot my basket in the house. Well then, I'm going to go get my basket first with my dirty boots on. I got to clean the house anyway, so whatever. All right, so time to head out to the garden to do my fun part of the day because I know it's hard work, but I love being out there and I just feel much closer to nature, God, whatever you want to call it. It is my calm, my peace, and that's where I prefer to be.